at work, I just take time, and all through my coffee break time, I say a little prayer for you. Forever and ever, stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. I love you together, together, together. How it must be to live without you would only be heartbreak for me. Nobody but me. Forever and ever, stay in my heart, and I will love you forever and ever. Never apart, I love you together, together, together. How it must be to live without you would only be heartbreak for me. My darling, believe me, for me there is no one but you. Please love me too. I'm in love with you. Answer my prayer. Answer my prayer, baby. Answer my prayer. Say you love me too. Answer my prayer. Answer my prayer, baby. Answer my prayer. And forever and ever, ever, ever. I will love you forever and ever. We never apart. Oh, how I love you together, together, together. How it must be to live without you would only be heartbreak for me. Oh, nobody but me. My darling, believe me. For me there is no one but you. Please love me too. This is my prayer. Answer my prayer now, baby. This is my prayer. Answer it right now, baby. Say you love me too. Answer my prayer. This is my prayer, baby. I'm in love with you. You better think about what you're trying to do to me. Think, let your mind go, let yourself be free. Let's go back, let's go way on, way back when. I didn't even know you couldn't have been too much more than 10. I ain't no psychiatrist, I ain't no doctor with degrees, but it don't take too much time to see what you're doing to me. You better think about what you're trying to do to me, yeah. Think, let your mind go, let yourself be free. Oh, freedom, 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 oh, freedom, yeah, freedom, right now, freedom, freedom, freedom. Me to love you. If you want, let me. It ain't no way for me to give you all you need. If you won't let me give all of me, I know that a woman's duty is to help and love a man, and that's the way it was for me. Oh, but how can I give you all the things I can if you're tying both of my hands? Oh, it ain't no way. Ain't no way. It ain't no way. Ain't no way. It just ain't no way, baby. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, baby. Ain't no way. It ain't no way for me to love you if you won't let me. Stop trying to be someone you're not. Hard-cold and cruel is a man who paid too much for what he got. And if you need me, like you say you do. Oh, baby, don't you know that I need you? It ain't no way.
All right, welcome everyone. Good afternoon. On behalf of Beyond Baroque Literary Arts Center, I'd like to welcome you all to the Wanda Coleman Theater and to Flexing the Soft Power of Women Who Submit. Let's give it up for our readers today. So today, of course, we are resisting. We are saying no kings and yes to poetry, yes to literature, yes to art. here in the Wanda Coleman Theater. My name is Jimmy Vega. I'm the interim executive director of Beyond Baroque. I'd like to start by acknowledging Beyond Baroque's presence on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Tonga peoples. We acknowledge the wrong done to these peoples through settler colonialism, genocidal practices, and the violent disposition of their land. And as an arts organization, we are committed to uplifting Indigenous communities, their stories, and cultures. For those who don't know, Beyond Baroque is Los Angeles' oldest literary arts center, located here in Venice, California. Founded in 1968 by George Drury Smith, first as an experimental literary magazine before reimagining itself and becoming the literary home we know it as today. We are based out of the original Venice City Hall and help support writers and help cultivate new writing through our extensive program of workshops, readings, and performances. As many of you know, we offer a number of workshops online via Zoom, such as our free weekly Monday night fiction workshop facilitated by Raquel Baker and our historic Wednesday night poetry workshop currently facilitated by Jose Hernandez Diaz. Similarly, we offer several paid in-person and online intensive workshops throughout the year. Recently, we hosted poet and educator Brendan Constantine for his workshop, Ghost School, and we'll have a few more intensives slated for the remainder of the year. We host about 100 programs here in this theater over the course of a year, and we're very excited to host today's program. But next week, we also have a full slate starting on Thursday with a zine launch and / open mic. And then a few book launches from small presses such as What Books, Giant Claw Press, and Walton Wall Press. So please do come back for all of that and for more. We are at beyondbaroque.org and BB Lit Arts on our socials. And finally, we do offer several memberships to Beyond Baroque, starting at $75 for an individual membership. Purchasing a membership really allows us to continue to do what we do here in the space. And if you are a member, we thank you. This November, we're going to activate Beyond Baroque with a couple of important fundraisers. As many of you, I think, know, our NEA was, pulled out from under us from this current administration. And we're not hosting a gala this year. So instead, we're going to host a fundraiser dinner at a home in Venice on November 9th. So I do welcome you all to save the date. More information is going to be out soon. And on November 15th, we're going to be hosting No Fest as a response to the lack of funding that we, got taken away from us by the NEA. We typically host a free 3-day Southern California Poetry Festival in November. But because of the loss of this funding, we can't do it this year. So instead, we're going to continue to kind of throw a festival, but we're going to shift gears a little bit and make it a fundraiser. So I do welcome you all to save that date as well. That's going to happen November 15th, and that'll be an all-day program of readings here in the Wanda Coleman Theater. We're going to have an open mic out in our garden stage. We're going to have some small presses out here in our garden. So I do really welcome you all to save the date, and more info will be up on our website very soon. Before I turn it over, I want to give a big shout out and thanks to Eric Alberg in the booth running the sound and the lights. Yes, thank you, Eric. Barbara Fant, our Poetry Coalition Fellow, Genesis Perez, Zoe Edescuti in the bookstore. They have made all of today possible, so thank you. And now without further ado, I want to welcome up here a good friend of Beyond Baroque, Angela M. Franklin, an award-winning poet, essayist, and memoirist. She is a native of Los Angeles whose poems and essays have appeared in several anthologies and journals. Her bold and honest work kicks in the doors of patriarchal complacency to interrogate and shed light on the abuse and violence against women. Her mantra, "If you don't reveal, you don't heal," fuels her work. Please make some noise for Angela M. Franklin.
How y'all doing out there? So glad to see you. You could have been anywhere. There's so much going on today in our city, and protests everywhere, and Taste of Soul. So when you guys leave here, you can head on down in the Crenshaw area and get some good food. So again, I'm just really super excited about those of you who have come out to support this. It is extremely important to address and to keep putting out the messages against violence, period, but particularly against violence against intimate partner violence, violence against women, and in some cases, violence against men too. They also suffer. But today's focus is going to be on the violence against women. And we have 5 wonderful poets who are going to share with you today their stories and their poetry that addresses the issue. So we have today on the roster, we have Ronna Magy, we have Romaine Washington, we have Jessica Gallion, we have Pam Ward, we have Sharon Langley. Not in that order, but hey, I'm just telling you as I remember it. So, and I might share a little something with y'all. I've got one I'll share with you real quick. It's a short one. And I unwittingly at times put humor in things that are traumatic. And I was chided about that when I was in the Master of Fine Arts program. One of my professors said, "Angela, you have a way of making things that are traumatic funny." I said, "I don't try." I said, "But I think that's my way of deflecting the pain of something that's happened to me." So here goes. This piece is called Mistaken Identity. Cops spotted my husband in an alley behind our home. Roughed him up. Said he fit description of armed robbery suspect. Stocky, 5'6", light-skinned, bald. My husband, slim, 6'2", dark, thick afro, just home from work. He stormed house hard, nostrils flared. When I asked why, he gave me the black eye the police had earned. We're gonna call up Romaine Washington to share her work. Romaine is an amazing poet herself, also a fine editor of a couple of books. She has the new one she's working on right now. It's an anthology it's called Minding Our Business, which deals with not domestic violence, that's my, that deals with mental health issues. And she's also the editor of a book called These Black Bodies, which you can find in the bookstore, as well as Sirens in Her Belly. She's just an amazing, amazing poet and writer. And I liken her to like being a velvet pitchfork. She's the kind that will stick you and you don't even know you've been stuck, and you ask yourself, what just happened here? But that's the kind of poet she is. So without further delay, let's welcome to the stage Romaine Washington.
Greetings from the Velvet Pitchfork. This is another collection. This is a literary journal that I edited, and this is also the undergirding for the reading because it's about soft power. And I'm just going to read you the first sentence from the editor's note. Troya Needles issue 102 is a tribute to soft power. In the words of Joseph Nye, soft power is when you can get others to admire your ideas and to want what you want. And so it's not beating someone over the head. It's not military show, but it's U.S. aid. And what inspired this was when I was invited as a guest editor to do this, we were pulling U.S. aid, and that was a part of our soft power. And you don't always have to go in with fists and guns to get what you want. Having said that, purple is also the color for the ribbon for domestic violence. And purple symbolizes peace, courage, survival, and women's rights. And I am dedicating what I share with you today to my birth mother. I was given up at adoption when I was first born in a closed adoption, and I didn't find out who my birth mother was until a few years ago. And when I found out who she was, I found out that she had been murdered by her husband. He shot her, and then he shot himself. So in one way, she saved me. I'm a survivor in that way. So I want to honor Shirley Ann Rogers Garrett. And so the poems that I share today she's in my heart. So the first poem I'm going to share has to do with chemistry, all that magic that we think of when we think of romance, and that chemistry that can sweep us away, and by the time it's worn off, we're in something we don't even know what we're in and don't know how to get out of. And so the lines were inspired from a book by Carla Semeth, Secondary Inspections. And this is a cento, meaning I pulled rich writing. If you haven't bought her book, you need to buy it. And I pulled my favorite lines and I wove them together, and it's called a cento, when you pull lines from another person's work, and you weave it together. So this is secondary cento. When that voice sears into your chest, your body does things you don't expect. Wild parrots and Pasadena bird song sway like palms. Vulnerability becomes perfume. Warm notes like chili and garlic, the path that brought you here today, like the coyotes that saunter brazenly, even when you can't smell hope. Restless, discontent, wondering where the hunger will lead. You seek the ripped edges. You are drawn to the brokenness. Abusive men that lurk in the dark, stealthy as any virus. Don't trust bad men in places you can't escape. It will be too late to run down the mountain, mind gripped by galloping thoughts. Fear is the engine that pushes the car that will run you over. Dismembered decisions, scraped clean. Home is where loneliness crawls into your bones. What tears you apart is the truth, the weight of inevitable failures. And this is in Saltwater, a collection that was published last year by Wild Seed Poetry and Arts Collective Anthology, edited by Ginger Galloway and Nakia Cheney. The next, sounds like I'm plugging things, doesn't it? I've plugged 2 books so far. The next book that I'm going to read from is, and I love this, thank you, Pam, Soft Power. We have a little soft power here, so I'm going to close with this one. The next one I'm going to go to is, I am not only a survivor from my mother, what happened with my birth mom, but also my own choices. And so this is called Drowning, object lesson number 2. I am his, as sure as the hair on his head, the teeth in his mouth. Cared for a little too much. His teeth flossed and brushed so intensely they fall out seeking freedom. Cared for, a little too much, like the hair in his comb, dead from exhaustion. This is how it is with us, a little too much for me and not enough for him. He looks for a passing thought of lust where he is not. He reads my mail. I watch him, watch me, eyeballs to page. Better never leave me. His hands collar my neck, his body one long leash. He pisses haloed circles around me. Wherever I go, I must carry his scent. Upon coming home, he sniffs me with wolf-like skill. His ghosted image haunts the sound of air and shadow as I stand naked. My raped diaries lie exposed, graffitied by his red marker rage. They blanket my bed. I have forgotten the pleasure of quiet showers alone. He permeates my pores. I scrub myself raw, trying to find my scent. I dissolve into hot water, crushed rose hips, steeped slowly. I drown. Okay, this last one that I'm going to read is for me, and then I have my favorite poet, who is Audre Lorde, and I'm going to read Litany for Survival. So this one is First Code of a Dragon Slayer. You come roaring machete breath threats, as though I have never been pierced before, as though my skin weren't scarred over so many times I am platinum body armor, as though I have never been beheaded before, mind severed, projectile thoughts cursing in volcanic devastation. Hydra is now my name. Got so many heads each time you come at me, I grow stronger. Outthink your tired tactics of subjugation. Your tantrum-wielding methods of manipulation are but clipped claws beneath my feet. You puff your prison-tatted chest out as though size or legend are points of power. You are a pinprick of truth away from deflation. No one respects your methods of intimidation. Bars don't make you more fierce, crazy, or dangerous. Dragging that dragon reputation into this fight don't mean you win. Your desperate threats of annihilation feed me determination to stand my ground. And yeah. It's wonderful when you can realize that part of the threats and part of what keeps you in prison is the demon of fear that is larger than any human. So, a litany for survival. For those of us who live at the shoreline, standing upon the constant edges of decision, crucial and alone. For those of us who cannot indulge the passing dreams of choice, who love in doorways coming and going in the hours between dawns, looking inward and outward at once before and after. Seeking a now that can breed futures, like bread in our children's mouths, so their dreams will not reflect the death of ours. For those of us who were imprinted with fear, like a faint line in the center of our foreheads, learning to be afraid with our mother's milk, for by this weapon, this illusion of some safety to be found, the heavy-footed hoped to silence us. For all of us, this instant and this triumph, we were never meant to survive. And when the sun rises, we are afraid it might not remain. When the sun sets, we are afraid it might not rise in the morning. When our stomachs are full, we are afraid of indigestion. When our stomachs are empty, we are afraid we may never eat again. When we are loved, we are afraid love will vanish. When we are alone, we are afraid love will never return. And when we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard nor welcomed. But when we are silent, we are still afraid. So it is better to speak, remembering we were never meant to survive.
All right, let's give it up again for Romaine Washington. Next we have coming up to the mic is Sharon Langley. And when Sharon shared with me something different and unusual about her was her love of trivia and pop culture. And she said she'd probably be a good game show contestant. And she shared with us just a minute ago that she had come out here to be that. Oh, okay, it was her dream then. All right, then come up here and share your work. And I liken her poetry to, this is the poet that you want to read about nice, soft things in life. The flowers and the sky and beautiful things. All right, welcome to the stage, Sharon.
She didn't tell you all of it. Romaine was posing with the Soft Power edition, and the way she held it reminded me of a dream I had as a young lady. I thought about being a prize teaser on a game show. I thought I could hold it and model it just so. So, I hope that I bring you some comfort, some consolation, and some encouragement. And I thought about what these poems have in common. And some of them have windows, something to look out at, something to anticipate for the future. Some of them have plants, because I love to garden. I discovered that during COVID. And at least one of them has a mirror. And so I hope that when you look into the mirror, you like what is looking back at you. The first one is jelly jars on the windowsill. Jelly jars, pickle jars, and a plastic cup line my kitchen windowsill. A hopeful avocado pit, a spindly tomato plant, and seeds scraped from a tasty green pepper. They're waiting in the jars with water, only half full. I think I have become her, the one with growing hands who can coax a plant to life from a slip or clipping or runner that would have landed in the compost pit. I think I have become her, who can't bear to waste something, but with a bit more life to give, still struck by the power to resurrect what seems still and gone. I think I have become her, talking, cajoling, and pleading with the little shoot to put forth her leaves and flower again. There are so many women who inspire, and I think they sort of tap us, at least me, on the shoulder and remind me of what they bring to my life, perhaps to your life. And this is a remembrance of a dear friend. Blue bottles in the window. Blue bottles in the window remind me of a dear friend who told me about a bottle tree her family used to have when they lived in Louisiana. It sat in their front yard to capture the evil spirits and to confuse them and keep them from haunting the good people of the house. When she moved to LA, she put blue bottles in the window, her kitchen window. I doubt there were any evil spirits in her kitchen, her house, or her heart for that matter. Only love, good counsel, and gumbo. But the blue bottles in the window were a part of herself that she brought to set her place at peace, to extend an invitation, to sit down and stay a while. Later, I read the note card on the writer's desk in the cabin, the one with California poppies in the photo. It said, place these bottles in the window. They were like the ones in the writer's home, the first thing anyone sees when they round the bend and find her house. Pale blue patchwork quilt on the bed, a woven throw across the chair, and her many volumes on the shelves. Indigo, cobalt, haint blue. My roots, the sea, the sky, every blue thing running through my veins. I know them all. I set my hat down along with my glasses and reckoned that the blue bottles in the window were my invitation to stay a while and write. I wonder sometimes how these things like bottle trees and blue bottles get down in our diasporan DNA, our ancestral memory, and we know them. Our ancestors used to hang gourds in the trees to catch the spirits and keep them from troubling those they loved. And somewhere around there, the jugs became bottles and the bottles became blue, like the bottles in the window. Nevertheless, the aim was the same, to confuse the confusing ones, to contain them, and in the morning's light, dispel them. I will write and remember them all. I have two more. Thank you, Pam, for including hope in there. And this one is about another woman who inspires me and reminds me. I hope you will enjoy this. And I also want to dedicate this to Sandra Sharp, sometimes known as S. Pearl Sharp. The very first time that I got up to read, she came up to me afterwards and she told me that this poem really touched her. And I don't think that she realized that I recognized her. In the 70s and the 80s, she was the black girl next door in the TV movies and the commercials. And so I didn't fangirl. Well, when I got to the car, I kind of lost it, but you never know how people influence you. And she was so kind and she was so encouraging. And all I could say was, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I saw my mom today. I brushed my teeth and washed my face. When I rinsed away the soap from my eyes, there she appeared to my surprise. I saw my mom today. As I inspected my lids, my lips, and nose, and wrestled a stray white bristle from my chin, much to my chagrin, I saw my mom today. I filled in my now sparse brows. Where did they go? Plucked into submission, I suppose. Nevertheless, I drew friendly commas above my eyes, just like Mama's. I saw my mom today. As I applied my daily regimen, the antioxidant, anti-aging, what the heck, and added a bright red swipe, just below my nose. Purse, pucker, now pose. That's her smile for sure. I saw my mom today. And the last one, which you can take with you. When I wrote this, I had a little, like a little stone, like a little gem, and it had something carved on it. And I thought, this is something I can keep with me. At the time, I was seeking a new job and feeling a little discouraged. And the little stone says hope. And I brought it today, and the little stone says hope, okay? Let it be what you would like for it to be, okay? A talisman, a token, a chip. I carry it with me in my pocket, sometimes in my palm. I clasp it tightly or loosely. My fingers trace the edge of hope.
Thank you so much, Sharon, for those lovely, calming pieces that you read. I told you she would bring it. Just beautiful work. Thanks again. Sharon, was this your second read? Yeah. Yes, this is her second reading, so give it up for Sharon. So proud of her. The next person we're going to bring to the mic is Ronna Magy. Ronna, what could I say about Ronna? Ronna is a retired educator, textbook author who taught adult immigrants and refugees to speak, read, and write in English for 30 years. And that's not the only thing that she's done. She's also a very established civil rights worker, and she's done so many wonderful works and causes and just has given of herself, and just recently returned from a pilgrimage trip over in Europe to visit some sites of the Holocaust, and was very moved and very touched. And so we'd like to welcome to the stage Ronna Magy.
Well, many thanks to Angela for curating this powerful reading, and to Romaine Washington, the editor of Choya Needles, for giving my poems a home. I want to say that today, on No King's Day, my poems stand in solidarity with all the people protesting authoritarian governments and institutions and authoritarians within our family structures. I am the granddaughter of immigrants, and for 30 years, as Angela said, I was a teacher and writer of textbooks for immigrants and refugees, and the household that I grew up in was intergenerational. My grandmother, who was a Russian-Ukrainian Jew, came over in 1883, and she was my second mother. So she and I shared a bedroom. Grandmother poem number 1. Wrinkled note of a woman. On family reels, she bakes green apple pie. Tiny child, I hide in the knife folds of her dress. Laundry day, her bloodied finger hangs my father's pants from the line. On afternoon TV, Kate Smith croons, "God bless America." Grandma sighs. Thank you. I was born at the end of the Second World War, and the Holocaust cast a long shadow. Anti-Semitism filled Detroit's airwaves where I grew up, and my father, whose original name was Israel, was forced to change his name. His rage sucked the breath out of our family. kitchen crumbs. If you find me in childhood's kitchen again, rolling pin, mixing spoon, porcelain bowl, if you find me curled inside grandmother's apron, her gnarled fingers kneading soft cookie dough, if you find me twirling a flour-dusted glass, dough rounds placed on a pot metal sheet, and father comes home yelling and slamming the door, if you find this child crouched under kitchen's table legs, if you see an older woman's hands quivering over a sink, if you hear a man's rage shuddering the walls, the wall clock dial not moving at all. Strew a breadcrumb trail out the back door, bang wooden bowls, knock down kitchen walls, call neighbors, call friends, so everyone hears, women and children shaking, freezing, silent, waiting out time. Burn the kitchen pot dry, leave nothing behind. Thank you. It was a troubling household that I grew up in. My grandmother and parents spoke Yiddish so that the kids wouldn't understand what they were saying. This poem that's in Choya Needles speaks to those times. Knives, forks, spoons, mothers, and children. When you come down to it, Grandma and I shared a post-war pat cake peekaboo world. My plastic doll, pink, blanket pieced baby blue, her cold cream smooth skin, her star, flowered hanky, chipped wooden spoon. Shana Punim, she'd smile, pinching my cheeks. Such a good girl, Bubalach. Like all good Jewish grandmothers, she tied red ribbons under the bed to ward off the evil eye, the kinahora. To those outside, brick walls and screen doors, our house looked solid and safe. The windows sparkled, both sides, anyone could see in, always a lace cloth on the table, peonies and lilacs flowering the vase. In that house, women learned to stir with long-handled spoons. Each day they turned into statues like stone. When you come down to it, days in that house fell in place. When father yelled, knives, forks, spoons, mothers and children held each other in place. You know, people often ask us the question, what did you learn growing up? And in my case, they ask, why did you leave Detroit? Like a virgin. Women in my family never got the reasons I left, never looked out curtained windows. No one ever did. They preferred corseted rituals, weddings' long silk satin dress. Their questions trailed like unwanted crumbs after a party, unswept. Growing up in Detroit, snowflakes dusted the hoods of Lincoln and Cadillac cars. Behind tinted windows, head-to-toe minked women stained with Hollywood red lips. At my high school reunion, no one asked why I couldn't breathe behind storied brick walls, where women made love to male bodies they didn't love at all. 50s women who settled for glitter jewels, 3 bedrooms, chairs lounging down at the lake. You ask why I left home and never went back to a place where women obsessed over wedding invitations, engagement diamonds, virgin white dress, and finding the right match. So, in talking about the choices we've made, think the summer of love, Michigan, college, psychedelics, tie-dyes, the Vietnam War and student protests. Yellow Mattress appears in this wonderful volume that Pam just gave us, Soft Power. Yellow Mattress. It's 1969, Ann Arbor's Summer of Love. Green lawns, patchworked paisley spreads, no place to sleep, but squeezed in the back of my Ford. I could lie, say a girl can always go home. Pretend he isn't a Jewish frat boy trading a fuck for a bed. Still life of flowers, witness overhead. I could deny the yellow mattress digging into my thighs, deny his foul breath punishing press of his legs. I could deny clawing the off-white cobwebbed walls. Still, I can't find that street lamp, shiver, saying his name. Thank you. For my last poem, as Angela said, I just returned from a trip to Central Europe, during which I paid witness to the millions that were murdered by the Nazi fascists, white men who, like other racist white men, were authoritarians. This last poem is a warning to all of us in these authoritarian times. Hiding. In history, the present revives the past. The past repeats the present again. Once the mind conceives of killing and death, once the mind looks down the barrel of a gun, gas and guns take over the mind. In the mind's eye, there is nothing but death, nothing different. The forest, the trees, the forest, the trees, the unmarked graves. You hide in war's forest. There are no trees. Where can you walk when there are no graves? Once the trees are cut down, what happens to breath?
Wow. Thank you so much for those wonderful, wonderful pieces. So haunting and just very telling. Thank you so much, Ronna. Again, let's give it up for her again. So our next reader who is going to grace the mic is, I liken her to a good down-home gravy. Because she brings it. She brings it with her Louisiana prowess. But she, too, has a velvet pitchfork. Because you'll lean on in and you'll hear her words, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoop, I didn't see that coming. That is the lovely and talented Jessica Gallion, and she's also, may I say, hosts the World Stage every Wednesday, and runs the Anansi Writers Workshop there. And she along with Nadia Bay, they do a fantastic job. So without further delay, let's welcome to the stage Jessica.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Tell me all your secrets, the secrets that make you remember, the drinks that make you forget. Tell me who hurt you. How many times have you been burned alive? How many times have you lied with a smile on your face? Tell me how you've tricked God. I want to know what it felt like to get away with it until you didn't get away with it no more. Tell me your son's name, not the one living, the one that's buried, the one that comes to me when I sleep, the one that looks just like you and acts just like your mama. Tell me why your daddy never stayed, why your mama never cried. I heard your sister gone too. How did she survive your uncle? Tell me how he died. Did you slit his throat? Which river was he thrown in? Tell me how you got so strong, how your skin glow in the dark. Tell me how to make you smile. Promise I won't tell nobody. I'll keep it to myself. Put it in a jar with some honey. Whisper to my great-grandmama to keep you sweet. I promise it'll stay between us and the moon. Thank you. When you love someone, you'd be surprised at what you'll endure. How far you go to make sense of it all, and what all you'll try to get them to change before you or if you leave. I've been there before. The silence I kept, the yelling at God, all the tiny storms trapped inside. Minimal to what showed on my face or not, my body in public or private, transforms, braces for the impact of what's sure to come. Everything I owned, everything I am was fair game. How I danced around their possibilities, their uncertainties, hoping to not step too hard, too fast, plotting to delay the inevitable, and it was in those hurts, those experiences that created questions in me about myself, about others, and it left me at war with realities and the what you gave me's in life. Am I a good person? Am I lovable? What does everybody know that I don't know and they not telling me? Why does this keep happening? A lifetime of insecurities bloomed in me and aided in the helplessness and fear that I felt. The stuck I feel. See, the what is and shouldn't be's of love should never be blurred and muddled so much that you can't stop the hurt. But here we are. And I still don't know how to be here like this, not trusting myself or my own memories, wondering what I did to cause it, allow it, encourage it even. Who do you tell? How do you tell? When is it okay to talk? What could I possibly say that wouldn't feel like shame? What version of the story wouldn't sound like blame? It's amazing what you remember and what you don't, what the mind buries and how it shifts the truth, but the body does keep score. It recalls what made it tremble, what made it burn, what caused the stinging, the bruising. It knows when you're pretending. It despises the normalcy of it all. But when you love someone, you'd be surprised what you'll endure. The choices you make to survive, to slowly suffocate, or talk all around it. Something like what I'm doing right now. To be alive on this planet, in this country, and to witness the injustices that go on is clearly domestic violence. So We are an unforgiven dance under a freedom sun. A tail-slapping praise marching in like screaming accordions and hallelujah swamp water baptisms. To be a licorice hurricane, trapped in the grin of humanity is a blinding exhaustion. A muted scream asking to be evicted with every exhale, more withdrawn with every rifle to the head deposit in death's memory bank, where numbstruck whiteness is a victim and terrified of its erasure. We are the curse, needing to be reversed, meaning we are no more American than we are God's child. Watch, they say we wanted it like this thingness, all purple and rhythmic, a deafening convulsion existing and disappearing in untelling tomorrows and indelible yesterdays. This blackness is warm and dangerous, a truth, an untruth orchestrated by a blasphemous tongue, a sinful symphonic crescendo in countless attempts to oust these bodies since forever. A membership paid in pain and prayer where human life pot liquors itself into a rolling boil at the height of evil's flame because Nana ain't spared. Child don't mean innocent. Any one thing can get it, and bullets will never assign names. Just aim and pull, just aim and pull, just aim and pull. Watch how names rain down like the sound of a gurgling drum in the palm of a mother's hand. A sickening empty in the pit of heaven. How many more levels of tired are there? How much longer before we reach the water? Tell me there is 50 stars waiting for me when this is all over, that my blood is blood enough. Look at me. Don't you see me breathing? How you think I got like this? Come smell the salt of the Atlantic on my skin. Pull the magnolias from my feet. Here, I'll let you touch my hair. You want to taste my greens? Can't you hear the dirt of Louisiana in my mouth? I am a golden rue, birthed from cast iron and constant whisking, a survivor of unending wars that remind me I've been Juneteenth. I got a family and a dream, or will the flag never fly half-staff for me? Thank you. I have one more piece. Thank you guys for definitely having us here. When asked and talked about it, so many things ran through my body. Sometimes you just keep going, right? And then that keep going, you survive new things, you experience new things, and then those new things seem to be the present, and then it kind of clouds all of the other stuff, and then sometimes you think about it, and then the past will just flood you, and then you right back in it again. And that's a little tough, so you got to remind yourself of your light and your you're still here of it all. Shout out to Kamari Carter for her Still Here sweatshirts. Get you one. The title of this piece is This Little Light of Mine. In the wee hours of the poems, sometimes I forget my magic. Forget where the light is, that there is always a hole for me to crawl out of, a sun to find my face. I am the light, holding the pen, wielding the words, breathing a new sound into this space. I am the light, telling what I can, keeping some for me, questioning how much more to give away, can't be giving it all to you now. I am the light, refusing to lift my skirt too soon, give you too much thigh, too much ass. You ain't lived long enough for what your eyes crave and ears request. I am the light, moving around thoughts in my head like living room furniture, searching for my chi, the feng shui in my everyday. God, I am the order, the results of the steps. I am the light. The granddaughter of lead me, guide me through troubled waters. Oh, how I am up to my neck in weighted memories, doggy pedaling my way to freedom. I am light. empathy, and medium. I ain't asked for your pain, but it creeps up in my bones, so marrow, so mine. It seeps out of my eyes, and I can see you clear as day. I am the light, prophet and seer. I ain't asked for your future, but it falls out of my mouth, so faucet, so free, so melodies from heaven. You shut your mouth and receive. I am the light, freedom fighter, light worker, tired mother, exhausted woman, praying and keeping you safe on days we don't even speak. Caring for you on days you hate my name, my sound, providing without your permission, never leaving your side. I love you so much, I am the light. Will fuck somebody up, have fucked myself over, will do it again, will dare you to make me do it again to prove my love. I am the light, tired of proving my love, my blackness, asking to be seen, to be heard, to be cared for. I am the light, forgotten, taken for granted, expected to shine on time, perched in the sky whenever you open your eyes. But I am the light, glowing as best as I can, and sometimes I forget my magic, flickering in the wee hours of the poems and incantations, and it's just me searching through the potions and remedies to save us all. Thank you.
Come on, y'all. Let's give it up again for Jessica, also known as Yellow Woman. Before I bring up our last wonderful reader, poet, novelist, Pam Ward, I also want to this has been mentioned twice already, and these skinny poem collections are going to be available in the bookstore for sale. I think they're, how much are they? 10? Pam? 8. Oh, 8. And part of the proceeds are going to go to a shelter, a local shelter. So be sure to get a copy, and that helps support that cause. So Pam is a poet extraordinaire. And I told you all earlier about velvet pitchforks and such. There ain't no velvet on hers. She doesn't. She's like, doggone, I'll cut you. But her work is absolutely amazing, and she pulls no punches. And I welcome her to the stage with her ball-peen hammer of some work. So she's gonna hit you. All right, come on up, Pam Ward.
No, there's nobody in there. I tell you, you got to be a badass bitch to write these kind of poems, okay? Nobody wants to write these poems, but these poems have to be written because we have to document. And one of the things that I remember is a reading of, just reading all the little court documents and stuff about Nicole Simpson. And so I wrote this poem a while back. It's called, She Should Have Called 911, or Don't Go Out Like Nicole. The last episode left her holding it loaded, sawed off and cocked, aiming straight at the tip of his manhood. He stood raw, looking right in those cold, steely eyes, saying, "Wait, baby. Wait, girl. You know it's all good. Now put that thing down and quit tripping." He stepped up. She stepped back. "Don't you fuck with me, Ray. I'm not playing this time." It was hard to see out of a bloated, shut eye. She could move her front teeth back and forth with her tongue. "Come on, babe. It's me, Ray. Your love makes me go crazy." And he took a step up. "But you're sweet. You need me. You're my tenderized meat. Girl, you're all I got good in my life." and his lips grazed her neck until all her skin thawed and her hands lost the tense grip of hate. Now see, he said slowly, that ain't no way to be. And she moaned and he sighed, and it all felt so nice till he snatched the thing, aimed close, and shot. Thank you. So this is another celebrity poem, and I was reading about Cicely Tyson, and she wrote a really nice memoir. But Cicely got her ass kicked by Miles Davis on a regular, and I think Paula Clegg, she wrote a book about that. And I wanted to write this poem because a lot of times women are in situations and the fool will tell you, and I even wrote a poem called 7 Rules for Brutal Fools. I'm not reading it today. But anyway, they will try to tell you it's your fault and you caused this shit. You know, some psychobabble bullshit. This is called What Miles Thought He Heard Cicely Say. Give me a black eye, a boot kicked, a side, a smack face, a chocolate shake that can dislocate spine. Come on, Miles, slap me silly, knock me into next week, drown me in the sea of your bitch's brew again, till my skin's kinda blue, and my elbow hangs funny, and does a dry bump and grind in my sling. Come on, Miles, kick the living daylights out of me. Wipe the smile off my face. Wipe the floor up with me. Make me see stars. Make me hear Lady Day scream. Make Coltrane blare up from the grave. Maybe I'll get lucky and meet my maker this time, before your trumpet turns weapon, before your horn drums my lungs, before my teeth beg my ribs not to breathe. Come on, Miles. It's around midnight. We got plenty of time. Why don't you beat me within an inch of my life? Thank you. We don't want to write these poems. God damn it. Okay. Where's that poem? Shit. Sorry, am I cussing? Shit. I'm sorry. There's no kids in here. And if there are, they need to learn something. My father cussed so much, I thought it was an art form. And I tried to emulate him. I was actually glad. I mean, sometimes cussing a motherfucker out is enough. You know, sometimes that's enough. You don't have to go to blows. Okay. Oh, this is not it. Okay. This is called Someone's in the Kitchen with Dinah. And we can all sing along. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, strumming on the old banjo. That time, slavery thought the meat was too tough. Flinging a horseshoe against her skull, slavery knocked Dinah down. Beat her 150 lashes. Beat her every day for a week. Beat her tied to a tree without food or water. Beat her piñata style like Questlove beating his drums. Ripped her dress and beat her naked in front of her sons. Beat her till the moon couldn't stand up and take it no more. Beat her till the pitchforks and cattle prods started to moan. Beat her till she screamed, cursed their souls, and finally blacked out. And they still beat her comatose body 10 more times, till the cat o' nine broke, till the overseer quit to feed his dog, till her back was a slab of ground beef. This time, slavery woke up, hungry for love. Dragging her to the kitchen, he slammed Dinah against a wall. A romantic, slavery liked sharing what he had. Clothes pinning both tits, he rammed a liquor bottle up her ass and some other stuff he found in the cabinet. And before she ran off, before they noticed the paring knife was gone, before the bloodhounds, the bonfires, the hot skillet mobs, before they saw his bones hidden in the bottom of the pot, Everyone was outdone by the meal they served that day. Dinah just smiled and said, smothered steak. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, strumming on the old banjo. See, you can have fun in a poem. Okay, okay, this one is in the book. We need this book, so it's just a teeny little book, just about 5 or 6 poems in it. And the proceeds go to Genesis House or whatever we can do, because we was just thinking give them a gift card, they get some food or some groceries or something. And so they'll be in the bookstore. This poem is called Shelter in Place. I don't know any woman who randomly grabs a skillet, fishes cabinets, gangs of pots and pans, contemplates handles, considers their weight, grip, or size, unless her kitchen's a magnet for fists. There's not one girl alive who wakes up saying, let's go scramble some brain. Let's go rattle some chimes, unless she's the bull. Better yet, unless she's the batter, and her cheeks already know flapjack's fate. I don't know one woman in her right mind who weaponizes hot grits or plates, who clamors for the need to clobber or render cast iron's might, unless she's an egg, unless she's facing the break, or whiffed her own bones saying, not today. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to read this last poem. It's a love poem. It's called You So Motherfucking Fine. Cut me, motherfucker. I done given blood before. There's a petri dish with tissue labeled me behind some door. Hurt me, motherfucker. I done took a bruise or two, living somewhere east of heaven and the flinging of a shoe. Love me, motherfucker. Why is that so hard to find? Hershey kissed me, double dip me, suck the slavery from my spine. 'Cause when it's black love, heart attack love, you so motherfucking fine. And thank Angela for putting this on at Beyond Baroque.
I think that girl has singed my eyebrows. Okay, I'm gonna. You know what? I know that Pam is not for the faint of heart, but she brings her own brand, and we need all kinds in this day and time, right? So I'm gonna share a couple, close us out. And one is in this book somewhere underneath all this stuff. In Choya Needles, and just such a wonderful collection that Romaine curated and put together, and just all the wonderful works that have been read today. I just want to thank every poet that has brought their brand of art, and most importantly, to say thank you to Beyond Baroque, to Jimmy, to Yvonne, Genesis. They've done an amazing job here. And even I have to say that he even squeezed us in. He worked with me, and I'm just so grateful that, that we were allowed to come and bring this work, this art, to deal with this subject. It's not hard. I mean, last year there were so many people who lost their lives to domestic violence. In fact, just last year, a member of my church, her niece was killed by her ex-husband. He killed her, her new boyfriend, and himself while the children were upstairs. So there's so many of these stories, and I myself am a survivor, and of domestic violence when I was just at the tender age of 21. And it took me many, many years to write about what happened to me. I was so much vested in other people's trauma and realized one day, I got to write my own, because I was telling so many stories. And then I said, you know what? I had to stop. And I said, I can't write another thing unless I share what happened to me. And so I have a couple of poems here that I'd like to share and close out with. This one, it's called Unbroken Habit, which won an award from the Allen Ginsberg Poetry Contest based out of New Jersey. Here, and it's have to. And the thing of it is with this poem is that I was the first one that I really just opened up and shared. Before then, I could not. So I just said, and I just threw it into this contest. It won an honorable mention award, and I thought it'll never win anything, but here we go. And it does have, and may I say about the content warning, there is one, but I've never seen anyone get up and leave with that warning. So here we go. It's called Unbroken Habit. Some people brag about beauty in their near-death experiences. I saw no white lights or well-lit tunnels, nor angels waiting with harps and halos. I had a near-death experience with witnesses, one being my 4-year-old son. My life never flashed before me when the knife bent against my temple. My husband straddled me in front of company, snarled, "If I can't have you, no one else will." His rusted knife lunged, split my lip and chest. My breast rolled under a dull blade. I played dead. My suede coat punctured, protected the heart he aimed for. My left breast resembled a botched surgery. Kicking your ass has become a habit. A woman can't tell her abuser she's breaking his habit. If a man hits you once, he'll hit you again, Mama always said. She didn't live her words. Mamas dismiss their own advice. Mine led by example. So I neglected to tell her I'd always accepted my man's left hand to my right eye. I needed to protect his guilt, my shame. Like busted windows draw more rocks to abandoned houses, each bruise drew new contusions. My face, my worth, like a cigarette butt under a steel-toed boot. And this last one I'll read was published in a collection called Dion's Story, and it's an anthology of poems and prose on sexual and domestic violence. And this was published by Mad Women in the Attic, and it was in memory of a young woman who lost her life at the college, I believe, was where Dion was murdered. This one is called Eggshells, and it's after Gwendolyn Brooks. I was like Mobile Jackson, the woman whooped in the battle, the woman whose husband washed walls with her body all night, whose man demanded eggs over easy with grits the morning after. At 18, dutiful, blind, and naive, I believed I could do no better than idolize my lanky, smooth, bass-playing, Ike-like Turner husband. I wizened at 21, grew payback grit, served him a hard-boiled departure notice. Yet his baritone notes remain inked inside, rusting the eardrums of our son, whose cerebellum still staggers decades later from dad-induced PTSD. Thank you.
This woman put this on, and she asked me to do a book. I'm like, I'm not doing a book. I don't have time. But anyway, I did a little book, and I want you to know that Sharon mentions in her page that there's actually a domestic abusers registry so that women can put names on it so they'll know, maybe don't sign a deed with this fool or don't. But anyway, and also there's the hotline we have in here for people that need help, the national one, the Los Angeles one. And there's also beautiful poems. So they'll be at the bookstore. Thank you very much. And one more thing, just so you know, that poem that I read about Dinah, Dinah was a name that they used to call black women in slavery times, and I base a lot of poetry based on news articles and stuff, and I was reading the slave narratives, and the things that I was reading about that the bottle of, those are real. You know, beating people 150 lashes tied to a tree, those are real. So, thank you.
Okay, so we want to thank Pam for hijacking. It's all good. It's all good. But thank you, everyone, for the distances you traveled, the protests, the demonstrations that you braved to get here. I am so very grateful. And if I start thanking people, I will leave somebody out. So I'm not going to do that. You guys know who you are. And I'm so very, very grateful. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, and we want to thank our sound person too. Thank you so much. So we're going to take a group photo. Poets, please. You guys can rush to the bookstore and buy some books.
You don't want to take it inside here? You want to take it here?
Yeah, that's fine.